Hey everyone, a nerd named Mark here, and I'm doing a review, which I haven't done in so long. I haven't reviewed a video game in a really long time. I stopped doing the whole journalism, writing, and reviews and all that stuff a couple years ago, just focused on the podcast. But if you can't tell from the shirt, and the game is not on the screen yet, I'm actually coming out of retirement to review a game that I've been waiting for years. It's been a couple years since it was announced, but I actually purchased the Digital Plus last last year around this time, like a week from now. It'll be like 1 year since I originally purchased it, and it's RetroMania Wrestling, which you're getting the reflection in the camera for. So this is the Digital Plus edition, which there's no actual physical cartridge in this for the Switch. They do. I remember Retrosoft. They did mention that limited run games at some point will be doing a physical release, which I'll get, obviously. But this is the Digital Plus, and rather than do two separate videos and this and that, I'm just gonna go over what I got in mine because there's tradable stickers. You get two in every thing in every case for the roster, and let's just go over that really quick for what I got. So I got one person who I'm a big fan of, and another person who I actually do enjoy. I got the Colt Cabana sticker, good old Colt Cabana, and Zack Sabre Jr. I love the design on these. These are really cool. I want all of them. Also inside the box, you actually get an instruction manual, and it will have all the character wrestlers and how to do their finishers. So you got, controls, game mode, match type, arenas, character roster, downloadable content, which actually I haven't looked at that, so that's actually. So as of right now, free DLC will be Chris Bay, and then we're also going to be having Mr. Hughes and James Storm as downloadable. This is actually really cool. I like that there's the booklet, especially for how to do the finishers, because everyone has a unique finisher. And yeah, the main thing that was really cool, and I need to get a frame for this, is a poster. And I think this is really cool. Oh, wait, gotta fold one more side over. Gotta fold one more side, my bad. I apologize, I've only unfolded this once. This is so cool. So awesome. It's a weird size. I believe it's 11 by 23. So that's a weird frame size. I'm gonna have to order one online because I know in my area no stores have that dimensions, because I looked it up and I have to order it online. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah, there's the front, there's the back. It actually, when you take everything out, it has a reversible sleeve on it, which just shows off the roster. All right, you're getting the actual game reflection there. I didn't think this through properly. My apologies. Oops. We learn from our mistakes. It's been a while. Plus, honestly, I didn't plan on opening this and going over what's in it. But yeah, that's the Digital Plus edition. I love it. It's amazing. But that's not why you're here. You're here for Retro Mania Wrestling. So we're gonna jump right over now to my Switch, because that's what I'm reviewing it on. So the time release and everything, there's a lot of issues with certifications, this and that. I will say this, Mike has been 100% transparent, even dealing with the trolls and all the negativity online. They always did developer vlogs every week, was transparent every step of the way of everything that was happening with the development of the game, all the hiccups, not just focusing on the good, actually focused on everything. As of right now, it came out on Steam first, then Xbox, now it's a Switch, and so they're waiting for PlayStation 4 and the iArcade, which I kind of want one of those. I saw Stevie Richards and Zack Ryder show off theirs, and I believe Blue Meanie also did, and I was instantly like, I need that arcade machine. I have to allocate some resources and do some wheeling and dealing to convince someone that I can put it in the apartment. But I'm going to try my hardest because I really want that. But let's not waste any time. Let's switch over to RetroMania Wrestling. There we go. So I was trying to figure out how to do my camera. So let me just adjust this really quick, because honestly, I don't want to take up too much space. I want you guys to actually see the game. There we go. That's good enough. So No online right off the bat. Nice single player. This is the uh, sequel to a lovely arcade game. I loved wrestling arcade games. So there was WrestleFest, there was a Royal Rumble one, and I believe there was a WrestleMania arcade game. I vaguely remember the WrestleMania one. I do remember playing WrestleFest and Royal Rumble. I've actually seen a few places that have retro arcade machines along with the more modern ones. They have like a retro section, and they had the Royal Rumble machine, and I was like, but no WrestleFest. I would love to find a WrestleFest arcade machine or make one myself. With medium density fiberboard, I have the dimensions. I probably could, but that's besides the point. So this is a sequel. So like, I love wrestling games, and there's another wrestling game that came out on the Switch a couple months ago called Wrestling Empire. So right now, Switch wrestling games are on fire. We got RetroMania Wrestling and Wrestling Empire. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan and owning a Nintendo Switch or just any console, honestly. So right off the bat, we have a story mode which follows Johnny Retro, aka Johnny Mundo, aka Johnny Impact, aka John Morrison, aka Johnny Flippy Floppy, Johnny, like, okay, he's got a lot of nicknames, but John Morrison. So that's the main story, and then other game modes. 10 pounds of gold for anyone who watches NWA or is a fan of NWA in the past, or if you watch Power now. 10 pounds of gold is the NWA World Championship, so you get to pick a wrestler of your choice, and you win X amount of matches. Then you get to face off against Nick Aldis, the current NWA champion. You beat him, then you get to defend it in X amount of matches, leading back to, I believe, a rematch between you and Nick Aldis, and then it's game over, and you get a nice, awesome splash screen that is a nice video game reference. A winner is you. Retro Rumble is obviously a Royal Rumble mode, over the top rope, very entertaining, a lot of fun. And then Versus mode, which is probably where you're going to spend a lot of your time, because this is where you get to just play a culmination of many matches. So just to show you all the match types, I'm just going to go into Versus mode. So we have singles match, 3-way, 4-way, tag team, 6-man tag, 8-man tag. But the cool thing is you can make anything 3-way or higher. You can actually make them elimination style. So if I was to go into 3-way, or actually we'll just do a singles match for now. Singles match, and now it's the roster. So we have Animal and Hawk. Love this. Nice throwback. Johnny Retro, obviously, as I've already talked about. We have Big Stevie Cool, Stevie Richards. You get Stevie kick everybody. We got Nick Aldis, current NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Nikita Koloff. Nice old school throw to, like, I don't like territory days when there's like NWA, Deep South. You had the World Class Championship Wrestling, World Wide Wrestling Federation. Like, there's just so many, like, territory days, basically. We got Hollywood Nova of Blue World Order, and Blue Meanie, also a Blue World Order. And also, dare I say, thanks to him in JBL and some things that happened, we got one of the best chair shots I've ever seen in my life, with Stevie just blasted JBL with a chair shot. And we have the crowned prince of hardcore, Tommy Dreamer. Just, of course, Tommy Dreamer. Like, I mean, he's still in Impact Wrestling. He's still, like, I mean, he has House of Hardcore, and he's just killing it in Impact. Like, I'm a huge Tommy Dreamer fan. And it's funny because I wasn't a fan of his in ECW, because I was kind of young. ECW was on late at night, so I didn't get to watch it a lot. But over time, it was one of those things where I got to appreciate Tommy Dreamer as a wrestler and a performer and an entertainer. And the longevity, and can't deny it. We have Jeff Cobb, who is very big overseas. I believe he's on a few indies here in the U.S. I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of wrestling anymore. Austin Idol, obviously another throwback to the era of territories. We got Colt Cabana, podcast host extraordinaire, AEW's sleeper hit superstar, and member of the Dark Order. I'm actually a big Colt Cabana fan, so I'm glad I got his sticker. Warhorse, who is just an indie darling right now. I've seen a few of his matches. I saw the one match where he came into AEW, and I was like, oh, never heard of him before, by the way. And I was like, he's pretty cool. I like him. Obviously, Jack Sabre Jr. I mean, yeah. Then the two that when they got announced for the roster, I was so happy. We got Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, aka from WWE. We have Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, the two co-hosts of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, and obviously Matt Cardona, also known for Z True Long Island Story, which he is going back on their YouTube channel and podcast and rewatching each episode every week and going over what was going on in the background behind making it and this and that. Love it. Been a huge fan. I have a good amount of signed merch from them over the years when I've met them in the closet, because I don't have a lot of my wrestling merch up, but that's great. So you know what? Just for this, just because of Impact Wrestling, which both of them are on, I'm gonna play as Matt Cardona, and it only makes sense that we have him face off against Brian Myers. Now we hit the plus, we get the select stage. Now there's a lot of arenas. This is so much fun. So we have RetroMania arena, nice old school throwback classic arena. We got a school. You know, you got to throw it to the indies, you know, wrestling in high school gyms and bingo halls. We have the ballroom. I mean, you know, come on, Hammerstein Ballroom. We have Japan, which is a nice little nod. We have NWA Power, which is one of my favorite ones because you have the commentator booth and the interview area in the background the whole time. NWA 70th anniversary, another one. Like, I love NWA. Ever since it came back, and NWA Power, it's just been so good. It also really convenient that for the longest time I could just go on YouTube and watch NWA Power, so I really enjoyed that. We have the beach. Obviously, it's time to have a bash at this beach. I see what you guys did there. We have the RMW Warehouse. We have the House of Hardcore, which is, you know, Tommy Dreamer's, you know, promotion that he does. We have Stevie Richards Fitness. If you don't know, Stevie Richards does have a fitness program. You should check that out. But yeah, that's really Universal Wrestling College. We have Pro Wrestling Tees has an arena. We have Too Many Games, which is what's on the poster. We have Stomp in Paradise. This one threw me off guard because I know Brian and Matt are huge Stomp in Paradise fans. If you haven't seen their YouTube videos or anything, you know they're Stomp in Paradise fans. So the fact that they got a Stomp in Paradise arena, awesome. We have Hell. I mean, Warhouse makes sense. Then the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast have their own arena. And lastly, we have the British arena. So, obviously, we're going to go to the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Oh, I didn't pick all the rules. I forgot. Because you could do cages, too. But, well, let's watch this. I love the entrances. Zack Ryder actually is my NWA champion right now because I did the 10 pounds of gold with him. So he is champion. And I like how the controls are not overly complicated. They're really nice, easy to... X is your running, and you grapple when you're close to them. Oh, we got even the announcer. I can't hear anything. My preview audio is not working right now, so there's something wrong with Streamlabs, and I don't know why. Look at the signs. Let them breathe. Scratch that figure itch. Peg warmer. I love this. Okay, let's skip the rest of this. So yeah, you automatically grapple when you're close by. And underneath each person, underneath their name in the health bar, you see their momentum meter, which the higher your momentum meter fills up, which you can taunt to do, that means the more moves you can do. So as of right now, my meter is so low, with the L, I can't do anything really above weak grapples moves. So there we go, like some Russian leg sweep. So like, yeah, I always taunt. And reverse into a neck breaker. Yeah, see. So now that my meter's full, I could use my finisher. But obviously, if I do my finisher now, he's not gonna kick out. But Zack Ryder's got to run with X and then hit strong to do your finisher. So I'm gonna stay back a bit. Oh. Okay. And if you're too early with the grapple move, you do end up having to button mash a bit. Which is alright, it's an arcade game, you know? Look at all these reversals. I'm sorry, Brian. Like, the broski's just... Yeah, there we go. There's a finisher. You hit beat a pin. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to pin him that quickly. I did have to bump up the difficulty a bit because I noticed the starting difficulty for me, because I play a lot of arcade games and I love wrestling games, was a little too easy. For the video, I did lower it back down just to do quicker matches to show everything. Yeah, nice little suplex. Let's do a strong strike for a leg drop. Another reversal. And we should do one more finisher, and that should be it. Boom. Pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. There we go. Gotta put them... Oh, it's backwards. Forgot reversed image, but yeah. As someone from Connecticut who has lived near Long Island, you know, big Zack Ryder fan. So, like, the controls, everything looks really nice. I love the visual appeal. I'm going to actually kind of hide my camera so you can see the full splash image of the background. Like, this looks so nice. I love the main menu, the way it looks. I haven't really done too much with the story, but 10 pounds of gold, you know, now that I want it, I could do it again. So, you know, there's so many game modes. This game is a love letter, not only to WrestleFest. This is like the culminate. Like, let's face it. Let's call a spade a spade. Outside of Fire Pro Wrestling, it's only been WWE wrestling games, and I don't like to compare companies, whether it's wrestling or video games. I hate comparing, you know, in one side or other versus this or that, but it's nice to have a classic old school wrestling video game that you could just enjoy, have fun. It's very pick up and play, which I love. Like you saw it, there's like no loading times. This is like great. Like I wish more games were at this quality. Like, this is so good. I'm already looking forward to the DLC. I hope there's more than just the 3 that are announced. I hope we get more. I hope we get more features. But even if it's as it is, and we get the 3 DLC characters and that's it, I'm still fine. I'm still going to be playing this a lot. This is a game I'm going to be streaming. We're going to have some Retro Rumble fun. It's so good for wrestling on the go. And I'm still, like, enamored by this freaking case. Like, this looks so good in my collection, and I just appreciate all the work and the details and everything else I was put into this game. Because let's face it, you know, due to Legends contracts and this and that, it's kind of tough to get a lot of wrestlers nowadays for a game that's not from one of the major companies. So for what we got, I mean, this is really good. I mean, we got a good 16 people. Like, that's not bad. And you got your old school wrestlers, you got new school, you got your names that you would know from major wrestling promotions to the indies. So I am just loving this game. If you haven't already, go check it out. Because it's now on the Switch, they're still doing the pre-order special for it. It's available on the Xbox One. It's available on Steam. I highly recommend you check this game out. I believe without the special, it's $29.99. Right now, I believe it's $24.99. I'm going to tell you right now, it's worth every penny. Go pick it up. I bought this, by the way. This is not a review copy. This is not an ad. This is not sponsored. I ordered this in April of 2020, and I've been following everything ever since for the updates. And yes, I got, discouraged along the way, but I'm going to tell you right now, this game is worth every penny. You will love it. And with that being said, that's it for my review of RetroMania Wrestling. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to hop back over and end this video because I need to get back in and finish the story mode. So I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you go check out RetroMania Wrestling. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will be streaming this over on Twitch and YouTube. So just search a nerd name Mark on Twitch, or if you're already here on the YouTube channel, subscribe. You'll see when I go live. We'll talk some wrestling and play some retro wrestling video games. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.